Hi everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this lecture we're going to go over some uses of the infinitive. We've been so focused on the genitive and on nouns for the first part of this chapter that it will be a nice, pleasant, relaxing break to focus on verbs again. I know verbs don't normally seem very relaxing, but at least it will be a nice change. So let's jump into it. The first use of the infinitive of verbs that we're going to go over is forming the imperfective future tense. And to form the imperfective future, we use the conjugated form of the verb být, to be, plus the infinitive of an imperfective verb. As a quick reminder, the conjugated form of být is буду, будешь, будет, будем, будете, будут. And some examples of this construction would be Я буду читать весь день. I will read all day. Mitya будет учиться в МГУ. Mitya is going to study at Moscow State University. Ты часто будешь звонить родителям? Are you going to call your parents frequently? Notice that we have this conjugated form of být, and then we have the infinitive form of an imperfective verb. You can only use this construction with imperfective verbs. Remember, perfective verbs automatically form the future when you conjugate them, but imperfective verbs need this auxiliary verb být to form the future. Another place where we use the infinitive of an imperfective verb is when we combine it with verbs that indicate starting or ending an action. So verbs like начинать, начать, to start, стать, to become or begin, заканчивать, закончить, to end or finish, and переставать, перестать, to cease or quit. All of these are followed by the infinitive of an imperfective verb when you want to say that you are starting or ending an action. Some examples could be Я начал загружать файл. I started uploading the file. Он стал лучше говорить по-русски. He started speaking Russian better. And notice the difference between начать and стать. It might seem a little difficult to explain or understand at first, but начать, to start, is often used in more formal speech, and стать, to become or begin, is often used in more casual or informal speech. So either are fine, but just remember that начать is probably going to be more formal and стать is going to be more informal. Or we could say, ты закончила печатать эссе? Have you finished printing off the essay? Or Женя вдруг перестал скачивать файлы. Zhenya suddenly stopped downloading files. And notice that he didn't finish downloading files. He stopped in mid-action. He ceased or quit to download files. So the difference between закончить and перестать is закончить is to finish or complete an action, and перестать is to cease or quit an action. We also use the infinitive of an imperfective verb in these negative constructions не надо, не хочется, or don't do something. So не надо, it is unnecessary or don't do it, or нельзя, it is forbidden or impossible, take imperfective verbs in the infinitive form. So we could say, for example, не надо задавать столько вопросов. You don't need to ask so many questions, or don't ask so many questions. Нельзя задавать столько вопросов. It is forbidden or impossible to ask so many questions. And note the word столько, it's another word of quantity, and it means so many or so much. We use the same form with не хочется or не хотелось. I don't or I didn't feel like doing something. They are followed by the infinitive of an imperfective verb. Не хочется писать эссе. I don't feel like writing the essay. Очень не хотелось читать. I really didn't feel like reading. And then when we are requesting, suggesting, or deciding not to do something, we use не plus the imperfective infinitive. So we could say, прошу тебя не использовать этот принтер. I ask you not to use this printer. Советую тебе не отвечать на этот вопрос. I advise you not to answer this question. So we are deciding not to do something, asking someone not to do something, or recommending that someone not do something, we're going to use nie and then the infinitive of an imperfective verb to describe the action that we are saying you should not do. We also use the infinitive of an imperfective verb when we use the construction para in the meaning of it is time to do something. So, for example, para idти домой. It's time to go home. And what you're literally saying is, it's time to be going home. Or, пора писать эссе. It's time to write the essay. And again, what you are literally saying is, it's time to be writing the essay. It's time to get writing. Or, пора читать книгу. It's time to read the book. Again, literally, it's time to be reading the book. It's time to get reading the book. Those were all uses of the imperfective infinitive. When do we use the perfective infinitive? And we use the perfective infinitive when we are requesting, advising, planning, needing, forgetting, or indicating the ability to successfully perform a one-time action. There is a full list of verbs that take the perfective infinitive on page 105 of your textbook. But we could use it in constructions such as «Я хочу распечатать эссе». I want to print off the essay. And note that we have this indication of a successful completed action here. I want to print off the essay. I don't just want to start printing the essay or engage in the process of printing the essay. I actually want to print it off. So we have the perfective. Я успела распечатать эссе. I managed to, or I found the time to, print off the essay. Успеть means to manage to do something, to have the time to do something. And once again, we have a successful, completed action. You didn't just start printing the essay, you actually printed it all the way off. Perfective. Я попросила тебя распечатать эссе. I asked you to print off the essay. And I wanted it to be completely printed out and turned in. I didn't just ask you to start printing the essay. I asked you to actually print it out. Perfective. Or, я забыла распечатать эссе. I forgot to print off the essay. And this has this suggestion of trying and failing. I didn't manage to do it. I needed to print it off. I didn't just need to print it. I needed to print it out completely, and I failed. However, we will use the imperfective infinitive if we want to indicate repeated action. As in, я хочу читать каждый день. I would like to read every day. Надо писать часто. You need to write frequently. And so that is it. And that is it for Chapter 4. Hooray! There is a quick overview on pages 106, 107 of your textbook of the predicate. If you want more about the predicate, you can certainly check it out. I'm not going to do a separate lecture on it, but it is useful if you are feeling confused about the predicate or would like a review of the predicate. Again, that's pages 106, 107 of your textbook. Other than that, we have finished Chapter 4. Congratulations on making yet more progress, and see you soon in Chapter 5.